with fire, now it's closing in. Nothing to bear and nothing to win. Nothing to win. Could you believe? Could you believe? Could you believe? Could you believe? Take my hand, I'll take you higher than you've ever been. You've ever been.
Thank you for coming on into the live and sharing your essence with me in this eternal moment of which we all share an inextricable and inexorable part. Thank you for doing your part, for coming on in each and every day, and we'll do the same. Let's bring the fire and go right into the chart, shall we? Boom, bada bing, bada boom, here we go. So we have this pitch fan holding true. We're right in the middle of that 0.618 and 0.5 of the diagonal fib. Whoops, what happened there? It just got yeah, and we are also stopped at the regular fib, bear trend based fib extension level of the 786 at 27.34696 on this Coinbase chart. You know what this is looking like to me? I'm not really a pattern trader, but this stuff does happen where you have kind of like things like this, right? Like diamond tops that lead down. You also can have like diamond bottoms, which do lead up. Just interesting to note right off the bat. That's what I'm seeing. So are we going to come down to this pool of 41 days of longs or not is the question. How do we find out where the liquidity lies, we go into the high block capital here. What is high block capital? Where it shows the liquidation points of people who lock their liquidity in the charts to be burnt to a crisp by the market maker for not using a stop loss. And we go and see where those people get liquidated. So let's see who got liquidated last night, because it looks like it was a juicy one. So here we go. So we put out the idea of the level of coming back to this 296 pool of 50x characters, coinciding with the 2840 level of 100x. They did not get the 100x just yet, which is interesting to note, but they did come up to that pool to a T, and we had that marked off for you and projected, projected for you on the regular chart. So we'll just go to that while we reference this. So if one were so inclined to just watch the stream and see what we were talking about, we had this level pointed to the T, and they came up. They didn't quite recover the gap 100%, and that's interesting to note going forward, because are they going to come back to that? Well, let's look at the 1 minute time frame. So they came back with a fury and took out both sides, because as we were opening here, we did notice that there was 299 million of longs opening up to the downside, imbalance to the shorts that they were trying to come back and liquidate, and they just said, you know what, Bart Simpson, and they came with a fury down to the downside down here at 2688 and gobbled up these 25x stacked liquidity.
Fatality.
Yes, and those guys without the stop loss that opened into the green candle, these little green dots, these neophyte traders, all got destroyed. And then they built up these shorts as they shorted down here. Again, they had 50x, 254 million, 50x here, 2752, and they just came, gobbled them right back up too for opening up into the red candle, which is not a good strategy in my opinion, because we watched them gobble them up again. And these guys opening up longs over here as we were going higher, thinking we would continue, and they just said no, we won't. And then now we are seeing the shorts open up in a imbalance here at 169 at 2775 and up here at 2829. So there is an imbalance to shorts to longs on this previous drop here, which they are coming back to currently. So the imbalance is showing on the 1 minute time frame of 11 billion in short liquidity just in this range alone. It's getting mighty stacked up at the 2852 region, 298 million there now at 2852, and I believe they're at a loss. I'm not quite sure, but I know these guys over here at 28297, this pool is in a loss from opening into the red candle like this, or maybe they're at break even right now actually. So are they going to play some games, or did they establish enough imbalance here to justify the move to slurp the noodles to the right, to the upside here? Let's find out as we go deeper into the time frames. Shout out to everyone here. We skipped the 12 hours, so we're going straight to the 7-day. So there is an imbalance on the 7-day to the upside at 30k, although these are just 3 billion characters caked up to maybe like 15-20 billion dollars up here at 30k, but this is just on the 7-day time frame. So let's expand our vision to the 1 month and above. How's everyone doing out there? Boom. Let's do it indeed. And we got our coffee to keep it chill here. Caffeine keeps the doctor away, keeps your mind focused. There's no such thing as decalcifying the pineal gland, by the way. That's a conspiracy theory idea. No validity whatsoever. Anyway, so moving on to here, you see $21 billion down at 26.4 and 19 at 26.5 and 15 at 26.6. Are we trying to spawn some divergence to grab the last of these liquidity down here on the monthly time frame before we start to think about our ascent up here, or are they finished with the divergence they created off the liquidity grabs they did? Was that the furthest they could go, or are they going to go lower? The imbalance currently is still standing to the upside But you do have this $21 billion at 26.4. They could come back just as they did here and took these small little longs back. It seems like there's more interest than there was back here in April, so there's more pools building on both sides. As it currently stands on the monthly time frame, it looks like there is a pool building in a narrative structure to the upside at this time once the divergence is spawned, if it hasn't already spawned yet. Will we make it to 25K, or are the bulls defending in a very inconspicuous way? That is what we are here to find out. All right, so if you look down here, we did see the 3-month and the 6-month was what had us putting this projection out to the downside. And mainly as we open, we would always start with not the ambiguity of both sides. We were pretty much keen on this idea for weeks now about coming back into this zone. So we were looking for the shoulder, head and shoulder to take us to the downside. We're currently at the neckline. Is this neckline going to be the fake out line as we come back up here is the question. So let's go back to the 3-month. You are seeing this imbalance to the downside, but is heavily defended at 25K. 100 billion down at 25K. We've now eaten into this liquidity. Let's see how much we grabbed. So we got 34 billion on that spike down here, 43 billion on that spike as well. So we got nearly 70 billion dollars off the table here, and including this, probably 100 billion dollars gone. Are they going to come back into this and get another 70 billion? It's just a hop, skip, and a jump away. Or are they going to come back up and grab some of these shorts before they do that? The imbalance is still to the downside here at 25K. Until they get to that point, the imbalance will not be cleared. It looks pretty even Steven, if not thicker on the downside here with these 22.4 characters. As we go to the 6 months, expanding our vision once again. The expansion knows no limit. Awareness has no bounds. You're like a genie getting let out of a bottle. The genie of the lamp. Anyway, so the 6-month time frame has the $100 billion down at 22.5 for it, right for the taking, and the entire region is caked out down below, still in balance to the downside. Clearly, as you see all of these green tug-of-war soldiers pulling to the downside as the longs work against themselves, and the shorts are, while building the narrative, in double digits, and we've already gone over those numbers, but in the plus 50 billion plus all the way up to 34K, 34.8 exactly if you go to the yearly time frame, where it starts to look ambiguous. So we'll look at the yearly time frame and see which pool is nearest by, and then we'll make that decision. But I still think the upside is the play for today. It is midweek reversal, and we'll tell you why as we get into our indicators. All right, so here we go. 72 billion at 26.4. I think that was knocked off the table, maybe not. Sometimes this is late to show the clearing house, so I think this is late. Did we go to 26.4? No, we did not. So that is still on the table to be on the chopping block. 72 billion down there on the yearly time frame. 72 billion at 30,004. So 26.4 is the clearer pool in the interim here. If we just look at this alone and just say what's above, 10 billion. What's below? 72 billion. Well, I think 72 billion is the target, sir. That would be the thing to do in the immediate. Do they have the power to drop it, or is the 100x and 50x pools just pulling too hard as they amplify and distort their margin? That is the question. Though it looks pretty even Steven, although starting to get thicker to the upside here. You got 100 billion, 100 billion, 100 billion, 78, 82, 86, all the way up to 34.8. You're starting to get 1, 2, 3, 300 billion in this region, and then 150 billion in these two, all the way up to 34, and then 150 up to 34.8. So you're getting like $600 billion in this region here. That's a marionette string to the upside. Are you going to see that diamond bottom idea? Interesting. So this is why we have the 786, because you do see those pauses there. It looks like we are attempting to go beneath it at this time as the candle closes. Let's throw on our heads up display, shall we? Oh, by the way, consider subscribing if you have not yet already, and hitting that like button, as it does help out ever so slightly on the algo, whatever the algo is doing. And we'll go to momentummaster.info, link in the description. Also find out how to get funded. We're currently running 80% discounts on those funded accounts. For only $20 you can try to do that in conjunction with Momentum Master. Already lots of funded traders, getting more every day in the Discord. Please check it out. Also the features here, you can kind of toggle these on and off and see it in its glory, or read about each component and how it came to be. So what are we seeing right now? Well, our one and only baseline crossover event has occurred on the 6 hour now, and just like we were going over that here before the dump, are we doing this before the pump? It's happened before, and I said it before, it will happen again. We did this preemptive before the dump, preemptive before the dump, preemptive before the pump, preemptive before the what? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And it's scooping it up like an ice cream thing. So it just likes to do that as long as you hold the baseline, similar to this 37. We talked about the double bottom idea here, and this also could have been a diamond formation out of here. You call it W, Wendy's, diamond bottoms, whatever you want to call it. It wasn't cat ears. It was a double bottom. And here you have a potential diamond formation out of here on the baselines here. So you got the 6 hour starting to turn and hold both the baselines now. Ooh, looking juicy for that what? Pump. So let's look at the 8 hour time frame as we see, are the baselines scooping it here too? Not quite there yet, but they're getting there. The thin boy is getting right beneath that price. So if you see that crossover event occur too, then you're getting in that sweet spot-a-roo, and the adaptive moving average, we're currently beneath it. If we start to reclaim that or flirt around the idea of reclaiming it, well, we've seen that before and we might see it again. So let's go ahead and see where the crossover event started, shall we? They started on the 4 hour, and they've been maintaining that 4 hour crossover event. So let's look at that. It's still holding that fat boy. Fell beneath the slim boy. You're seeing some sell-off volume here. Cloud is still thick, but starting to curve in such a manner. What does it mean? What does it mean, Johnny? When it curves like this, it could insinuate some sort of upside momentum to come meet the cloud and maybe do something like this, where it comes up and continues. We could see these kind of stabs at the cloud, first rejection, inducing more shorts, and then saying bada bing, bada boom to those shorts. Let's start to put some liquidity pools on the table, shall we? Let's go back to the pools. So we're not going to look at the yearly, we're going to go back to the 3 month and go to here. So, yeah, so they didn't come back for this 100x at 28.4. We previously marked that off. It's still there in the charts waiting to be absorbed, and we are seeing potentially more up here at 298 at 28.527. So let's go put that on the books for being gobbled up. We can erase these guys because this was a very good entry, similar to when we had this potential happening on Sunday, and it came right up to a pool we were looking at. So is it going to happen again? Let's see. Let me delete that and go to the 5.2. It also happens to be the ATR region. Interesting to note. Let's see. 527. All right. 28, 527, 527, 527. Oops, I went a little bit too high. All right, so That's one pool that it could come up to after clearing another pool. And you're already starting to see the reversal as of this minute. Time frames have reset, the 4-hour resets at that 5 minutes ago. Know your time frames. Know when your 4 hours and your 6 hours and your 8 hours and your 12 hours close. I think that was a 4, 6, 8 combination. So let's look. Yeah, the 6 just closed there too. And so you could get that smooth entry about 5 minutes ago if you know when your time frames coincide. Not the 8, it was the 12. It was the 4, 6, 12 combo. So the 12 just closed there with the 4 and the 6. And that reset a lot of your probability. So now that's why you're seeing the shoot up here. Did I just let out a little secret? Yes, I did. So it's those triple time frame closing things. I did a bunch of things on time frames. And that's how I came up with my 22 hour, which somebody likes to co-opt and claim as theirs. I wonder who that is. So we're going to look at... this, we're reclaiming the 200 weighted, and we're potentially reclaiming the adaptive here. And then we're trying to see if this will, it's holding the slim boy as of the moment. We have that wickage to provide us that diamond bottom idea, and this diamond looks very massive. If it's going to play out, it could go pretty high, and I'm not like a bull, perma bull like some people. So we're going to see like this could be coming down some more. The money flow is beneath the RSI. This is something we love to see, money flow coming beneath the RSI for a shoot rocket to the upside, similar to when you get the money flow above the RSI on the bearish, it starts to come back down. You're starting to see this initial green area of the Williams. Can it come up and do that cross? The average needs to come down a little bit more to my liking, but we are meandering around ever so slight. So the 22 hour is good to go. The daily is good to go. Let's look at the 3 and the 5 day, shall we? 5 day just closed a day ago. So that was the 5 day candle close, which reset a lot of probability. So it has a lot of wiggle room for those next 4 days. You got a day and 12 hours for the 3 day. You're still getting that open up Williams cross down event to potentially suppress you further. So I'm not necessarily sold on the idea to just go up completely. That does not look good at all with the curvature of this and the Williams being overbought. Let's go to the 12 hour. So you got the 22 hour on your side, you got the 12 hour on your side, you got the Williams coming up in the green on the 12 hour, the 22 hour, and the 6 hour. Now if you had Momentum Master Ultimate on, this is where it would start alerting you. You're getting alarms on your phone using our dynamic alert system. What are a dynamic alert system? You can read about a set and forget alert system. You only need to send one alert. Never again do you need to set multiple alerts, just one, and it will let you know about overbought and oversold on all the time frames. Ingenious. And it will just let you know. And if it's at a level you like and all the time frames say 6 time frames oversold, which it probably said 5 minutes ago because my phone is telling me, you would have been able to get that entry smooth as a baby's rear right around here at 4 time frames oversold at 6:25 p.m. my time about 3 hours ago, and you would have got that crossover event on the 5 minute, and you could have just taken a chance off support, which is the 786, which is just a level. And now you're seeing this thinning out of the cloud. You came back, you kissed it, and now you're gone. It's just brilliant, isn't it? So you're starting to see this move to the upside as we speak at the 9 o'clock time frame. And yeah, as the candle resets on New York Open pre-market. Okay, so that's the second time it was pumping as we went on the live, and no, it is not me causing it. I don't have a delusion of grandeur like that. It is just the timing of New York opening, and then when London closes, it brings with it another fury, sometimes a dump or a bull trap if you're flagging out up here like Mario. So if we go to here, you could have an inverted head and shoulders on the Williams here. Sometimes I notice these patterns here that start to play out. So you could be seeing that move to the upside here. If we look at the liquidity, yeah, they're coming for, who are they coming for this time? Shout out to everyone here. Yo, Prehab, what's going on? Alright, so they're most likely coming back for this 50X 169 without a doubt in my mind, because it's stacked up with another 50X of 119, which is imbalanced from these guys as well. So if you're just looking for just a instant gratification, no work, no muss, no fuss, 2775 is pretty much a no-brainer to me. Not financial advice, just like the message above says, but just like this paper trading video game you could play, you could just have fun playing that paper trade to the upside. And you got some bullish divergence on the 15. Williams is kind of giving you that bullish divergence on the low. You're making lower lows, and the Williams is starting to get up here, so that's kind of giving you some insinuations of bullishness. I was pointing this out to Rainier in private message prior to the stream because I was seeing 6-hour divergence on the money flow. So if we go to the 6-hour, so you're starting to see the money flow in here slightly, and you're making lower lows, so you're getting a kind of hidden bullish on the or just regular bullish on the money flow. It hasn't locked in yet, but you are getting overbought here. But as the momentum kicks in, and if you get this rising sun event, you did see this when you were up in this region, so it doesn't really mean anything if you get overbought. When the momentum kicks in, it kicks in with the fury. So will this fury take us to the upside is the question of the day. You're getting the scooping up the baselines, but that doesn't mean anything because sometimes it can play games for a weekend and then do something too. So we could see consolidation for the weekend. There's no guarantees it happens today. Today is Thursday, midweek reversal in the series of days. We did have some bullish news on the CPI data. I don't know what that means. Don't ask me. I don't care. But yeah, if the CPI data is bullish, then we should see some bullish moves from the market. We did see it for NASDAQ yesterday, which is quite fascinating to note. Speaking of which, I got to get in the zone for that, so I will bid you adieu sooner than later. Shout out to everyone in the Discord for Rainier and Momentum Master. We're going to be going through some live setup analysis in the Discord there later. So we reclaim the cloud. Can we break the ATR from bearish to bullish and come back and retest this and go? Try to do some more shorts. Let's see if any shorts or longs open there. Looks like some longs opened up, no shorts. So we got 34 million in 100x longs that opened up here. So those become dead weight, potentially speaking, as we start to make our journey up to 2775. All right, let's see what you guys have on your minds. Well, I mean, I was short and sweet yesterday, and it still hit the target up here. So can I hit the target up here for some upside for today? I mean, for me, it's pretty clear. I'm not ambiguous about this. When you see those time frames in alignment and the baselines below price, it's just like you can only trust it until the baselines break and then cross down on you. So, you know, when you get the cross down event, then you can reconsider, you know, opening a short or something. But until you see the cross downs, I'm not really concerned with it. But we have yet to see the cross up confirm on the hourly here. Hourly time frame, stochastic, good to go still. You got the MACD and the Williams kind of working in tandem here, which is interesting. Looks very colorful. This is a leading MACD formula. Everything in Momentum Master is leading, so it leads you to the promised land of that entry before everyone else. It's not lagging in any way, shape, or form. So we just took the best of the best and more in originality that is yet to be seen, like the stochastic array. The stochastic array is a never-before-seen formula which simultaneously monitors more than 7 time frames of information and considers over 32 different indicator values. So that's how we get these rocket ships that play out at the exact bottom of Bitcoin before we knew it was the exact bottom. And it's very, very fascinating to note. Speaking of that, we were doing the NASDAQ and we saw some nukes the other day. Let's go see what we're seeing some nukes already. So does that mean we're going to see a fatigue as we reach up into these 500 region and start to see the baselines cross down and make a run to the downside? Is the midweek reversal of this run up going to be coming down into these regions? I have no idea, but it could be possible. That's just a little sneak peek. The last time we saw some nukes here, we did see a massive dump to the downside. We saw a nuke here and a massive dump to the downside. We're seeing a nuke here. What does that mean? I wonder. So we're going to go into the charts with that in a moment. Let's just see how the 15 holds here. 15 is holding. It didn't really give us that massive a pump, just like a small change of character that could come back right for that 100x too. But cloud's really thin, and if it's starting to thin, a potential trend reversal is what? In. So you're starting to get narrow in this manner. So it's all fractal in nature, so this thing narrows out. And perhaps we just, fake out and come down here and then go up from that. So the volume has taken a rest from this mess. I was saying yesterday, wow, what a mess, because it just went up and just gobbled everyone. Just didn't even care about making nasty price action. Just said, gimme that liquidity. All right, well, that's my story, folks, and I'm sticking to it. It was easier than not, and we're just suiting up like a rocket ship. So have a good day, and that's it. We're short and sweet. We don't need to bombard you with meaningless news or anything else. So thank you for coming on into the live and sharing your essence with me in this eternal moment of which we all share an inextricable and inexorable part. Thank you for doing your part, for coming on in each and every day, and we'll do the same. Bring the fire, the accuracy, the precision, and all that fun stuff. So yeah, we'll catch you in the Discord for Nasty Naz and all that fun stuff. If you want to get into the futures, please check the links in the description, and we'll see you in the Discord. Get you on the flip. Peace.